Hi girls, how are we all doing? I can't believe it has been so long since I turned on the camera. The waggly bum. It has been so long and I haven't actually meant for it to be at all. It turned a year since I lost my nan yesterday. And honestly, it's been like the hardest year ever. And yeah, I think I've just been in a case of like a lot of it survival mode and just taking each day as it comes. There isn't a reason why I haven't been filming, but I think realising it's been a year since my nan passed and I've done like hardly any YouTube videos at all has kind of given me the kick to come back. So I really hope you guys are still there and that you forgive me for having some time away. As I say, it wasn't really intentional. So I guess we should do some kind of like a life update. Callie turned 2. She's not a baby anymore. She's actually a teenager in human years. No, honestly, I don't think I could have got through this past year without Callie. It's just been an absolute godsend. Yeah, a dog gets you out of bed in the morning and just gives you all of the like unconditional love. Like, as we know, I mean, you can see her now. As we know, Callie is crazy. Honestly, her joy every day has brought me joy. Like, she just makes me so happy and I'm just so grateful I've got Callie in my life because, as I say, I don't know what I would have done without her. I have tried to film. I've actually tried to put on the camera so many times. So if I have got some footage that I can use, I will insert it here. I just obviously wish that my nan was here for me to be calling her, but as crazy as it sounds, I do hear her voice in my head like so much talking to me. So that makes me really happy, but extra emotional because I've actually just got out my therapy session and I can't tell you how much therapy is helping me get through this stage in my life because I'm really struggling without my nan. And yeah, it's been really good for me to go to therapy. So I've just been hypnotised which was the most bizarre but amazing experience. So I'm all bunged up now, but yeah, it was amazing. If you're going through a hard time right now, like, just go to therapy. I also had a reading before, like a couple of weeks ago, and it was amazing, like so good, and just made me feel like I'm on the right path in life right now, and like I'm where I need to be, and it just gave me direction of where I need to go, what I need to be doing, and like, yeah, it was so good. I want to go back for another reading already, but I'm dying for a cup of tea for one. I've just been bawling my eyes out. Some days I'm okay and it's like bearable, and then some days are just like awful. But yeah, I just got home and I actually got to the point where I was like, you know what, I actually feel like okay in myself. And I was going to go into the next session and say, I think I'm ready to like finish my therapy now. And before I could even say that, my therapist said that to me. She felt like, you know, she could see how, yeah, like I'd kind of got my spark back. So I finished my therapy, but she's also a medium as well. Do you know what? I'm going to go to this class. We'll see what it's about. It was really good. It was like an hour-long meditation, which was really good. Second part, I didn't expect and I didn't know that this is what it was gonna like be like, but like obviously all these ladies that I've never met before have all sat around like the table. Sorry, I've got my dressing gown on because I'm so freaking cold. Yeah, we all sat around the table, and the first woman she went to, like, basically had to like put your hands around this crystal ball, and I didn't understand it until it comes to me, and she was like, can you feel the vibration? And I actually could. Like, the closer you got to it, like without touching it, it kind of felt like a
magnetic pole. It was really, really bizarre. But the first woman that she went to, she was like, pick a colour. It was green. I had a green crystal. Straight away she said, I've got like, I can see a garden and I feel like it's like your happy place. She literally described the exact layout of my nan's garden and like everything that was in it, like the stairs leading up to her house and like everything. And then yeah, she said like, I've got your nan. And then yeah, she just said that there's not a message, but she can just feel like this like really overwhelming amount of love. And she just, yeah, wants me to know how much she loves me, which was really nice. So I feel like it's things like this that just like, it brings me massive comfort, and I'm so glad I went. But like, yeah, I bawled my eyes out the whole way home. Because it's just, yeah, it's like, how does this stuff work? It's so crazy. And every lady around this table that was speaking about what they saw or who they had there was so in detail, and for everyone someone was like, oh yeah, that's blah blah blah. Like, it was honestly mad. So that's been my evening. I've never like been someone that meditated before, but again, like, it's been like such a life-changing thing for me, and a way of like helping my brain cope, almost like just quietening the brain, quietening your thoughts, has really, really helped me. And I've experienced some really crazy stuff, and I know for some people this is going to be like massively woo-woo and she's thinking I've lost the plot. And that is absolutely fine. Maybe I have lost the plot. But there's been some really amazing things that I have experienced, and I'm just going along with it. I know it probably doesn't make sense, and I still can't get my head around, well, if my nan's there, like, how is she, like, in what way, in what form? Like, it doesn't make sense. I know it doesn't, but you've just got to go with it. And if it brings me comfort and it gets me through it, then that's fine. You know, it doesn't have to make sense, as long as it gives me some form of positivity and comfort, then I'm just going with it. So basically I had this meditation, and in the meditation I was in Bali. Like, it was really clear where I was. I've been to Bali before and I was there, and I was walking along the ocean, and I just had this like real sense of peace and calm, and this overwhelming feeling of, this is where you're meant to be. I don't know why, I just felt that, like, you need to be here. This is where you're meant to be. This is what you're meant to be doing. And I'm like kind of talking to myself, and I said to myself, but I'm gonna be on my own. And then I heard my nan's voice say, but I'm gonna be with you. Again, I know this sounds crazy, and I know I sound insane. Whether this was a dream or I don't know. I don't know what it was. All I know is that's what I heard. And my nan said, I'm going to be with you. And I was like, I've got to go Bali. I didn't think about it. I just booked it. I just done it. I booked the flights. And I've never been on a trip on my own in my life. One part of me was petrified. The other part of me was just like in denial that I was going. And the other part of me was like, yeah, that's where I need to be. That's where I need to go. So I booked my flight to land on New Year's Eve. I just knew I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to be in this country for New Year's Eve. I didn't have plans. I didn't have anyone to spend it with. I just wanted to go away. And I didn't have any plans. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. It's not like I was going to like this big party in Bali on New Year's Eve. I had zero plans, but I didn't care. Like, it was not like I was worried about what I was going to do there. I just didn't want to be here. That's the only thing I knew, is I didn't want to be here. But then, like I say, I was a bit scared, a bit petrified, and
I think my coping mechanism for that was just don't act like you're going. So I had no accommodation. I hadn't started packing, I didn't have a plan, I didn't know where I was going, and it was 2 days before, and I was like, I had this overwhelming anxiety. I couldn't stop crying, I was petrified, and I don't know why I was so scared. I've flown on my own before, but I think it was just the whole, what am I doing? I'm flying over the other side of the world for what? To do what? Where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna stay? What am I gonna do? Like, I just had no idea. For my visa, I had to put where I was staying in order to apply for the visa. So I had to arrange something to like set me off and get my visa and get checked in and, you know, do all that. So I booked the first, I think I booked the first 4 or 5 nights. That's what I knew I was doing. I just wanted to be on my own on New Year's Eve. I knew that. I didn't want to go out. I just wanted to be on my own, and it just worked out, honestly, perfect. This is a whole like trust your gut scenario. I knew it's where I needed to be. I knew that's what I wanted to do, and even though I didn't know what I was going to do out there, it all fell into place. So I landed in Bali. I had a really good flight. Like, again, I was so anxious, I can't even tell you. I cried my eyes out saying goodbye to Callie, even though like 2 weeks is the longest I've been away from her. I cried my eyes out leaving her. Like, I really cried a lot before I went. As soon as I checked in, I was fine. I did not cry. Like, I was absolutely fine. So I think it was just like the whole build up to it. I'm not really sure.
Currently sat in the middle of Bali in UBUD on New Year's Eve. It is 10 to midnight. Very surreal that I'm here. I've just cried a lot, but I feel like I've got a lot of emotion out, which is good. Journaled. I wrote down everything that I wanted to for this year. Everything that I'm grateful for from this year, and then and then everything I would like from next year. I think going into a new year when you're grieving is just hard. No more crying. No one wouldn't want me to cry, but you can see some fireworks going off in the background. I'm in the most beautiful hotel. This is my room. I've got this swim up pool that overlooks the jungle. I've had a really lovely evening. I've had such a like tranquil, beautiful start to 2024. This is my room where I'm staying. It's called the Tejaprana. So I literally woke up, opened the curtains, and this was my view. I mean, it's been beautiful sunshine like all morning. It is rain season, so we've just had a little downpour, but yeah, I was literally sunbathing out here all morning. How incredible is this view? Like, it is just absolutely breathtaking. You've got the lovely little bath here. I was tempted to run myself a bath last night, but I wouldn't have been able to see the fireworks from there, so that's the main reason why I didn't. I thought I'll stand here and watch the fireworks instead, which is what I done, and it was honestly just so amazing. I've just had such a lovely morning here. Was sitting there right on the edge just looking out like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm here. I went to bed after midnight and yeah, woke up bright and early, 7 AM. Like, I did keep waking up. I think that's the jet lag. So yeah, I woke up at 7, went down. I think it's there actually. That's the yoga place. Amazing location to do the yoga. Like, looking out onto that jungle was so cool. So yeah, had yoga, had my breakfast, which I love a Balinese breakfast because it's like 6 courses. Like, I was so full, and the pancakes were unbelievable.
Now I'm going to check out, but I booked in a massage. So that will be really, really nice. 60 minutes Balinese massage to just unwind, relax, and then I'm going on to my next location already. So yeah, just one night here because I knew I'd be kind of like on my own here. But it was actually really nice last night. I met these two German women, and one of them had her daughter with her, and they were just really nice. And was like, "You on your own?" I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Do you want to come and join us for a drink?" So I did. So I had a couple of drinks with them, then come back to the room, wrote down my manifestations and gratitudes, and I feel like that was like the perfect way to start my new year. So we're good. We're on to a good start of my first solo trip. I still can't believe I'm here. I'm like looking out into this view, like it doesn't even look real. Look at it. It's just amazing. And also this bed was just so comfy. Look at these beautiful drapes. Oh, such a dream. It's so exciting because at that point I had my whole trip ahead of me and like what's gonna happen, what experiences am I gonna have. And honestly, like if you're thinking about going to Bali, it is just the most magical place. It is the most beautiful place. And especially if you're going on your own. I had so many messages saying, I'd love to go on my own, but I'm too scared. How did you book it? How did you organise it? I didn't. As I've just told you, I literally just booked my flight. It's the best place to go on your own because everyone talks to you. So many people are also on their own. It's so easy to make friends. Yes, it's daunting, but for me, honestly, it was like a life-changing experience, and I am so thankful that I followed my gut and I just done it. I mean, I don't want to chew your ear off about my whole trip, so I'll just try and go through some of the highlights. This is the reason why I didn't vlog. Yeah, the reason I didn't carry on is because this happened to my camera. The lens is broke. It's like typical what happens to a G7X. Like they all just seem to like, the lens just breaks. I did upload quite a lot of TikToks though, so if you do want to see some more like videos of Bali, go on my TikTok, quite a lot is on there. So I spent 4 nights, I think, 4 nights, I want to say, in UBUD. Amazing. I would say definitely if you're going to Bali, start off your trip there because it is just the most amazing, insane place. I will leave a list below rather than listing them all in this video, because if you're not going to Bali, you're gonna be like, I don't really care. The restaurants and cafes and whatever, but I'm gonna leave a list in the description box of all the places that I would recommend that you should definitely go to if you're going to Bali. But my favorite experiences, I mean, it was just, there's endless amounts of things to do there. It is just like adventure city. Like there's so much you can do. I loved exploring. I really realized I am such an adrenaline junkie. Like I loved zip lining and going on the swing, and I went to a waterfall, and that was really amazing. I went to a waterfall on my own, and it was the kind of thing that you do with your partner, that you do with your friends. Like you don't, well, I've never done anything like that on my own where it was a proper like touristy thing to do. So it was that point I felt like, oh, this is a bit weird to be on my own. Like I'm just gonna leave my things there, no one's there to watch it, and I'm just gonna go in the waterfall on my own. But it was amazing, and I was the first person at the beach, like beach club, it's like a day club that looks over the waterfall, and I was the first person in there. It was like 10 AM and I got an Aperol Spritz because I was like, why not? And I just sat in the pool, and again it was just like every moment I was like, wow, I'm here. Like I can't explain it. It was just really, really overwhelming, and I just constantly had these like huge like feelings of gratitude and just like, oh my god, this is amazing. So that was really cool. I would definitely say to just do everything when you're in UBUD. I ran out of time in UBUD because I was exhausted. I'd done a lot, but I definitely would like to go quad biking through the rice fields because that looks amazing. There's a few other things I was like, oh, I would have liked to do that. The other amazing thing in UBUD is the amount of yoga, meditation, like so many cool places. The yoga barn was my favorite place to go, and again I went to so many classes there. perfect way to meet people. I met so many lovely girls going to classes of different, like, yeah, sound meditation, yoga. I even went to a like workshop about how to connect with your spirit guides, which was really cool, and I met a lovely girl there who I've since met up with in London. I left UBUD and I went to CANGUU. Now CANGUU is like the party place, so I was very apprehensive to go there because it was like, what do I do? I'm not going to go like out on my own. I got on the back of a bike, so that's another thing. Again, when I first got there I was like, I wouldn't get on the back of a bike. Day 3, I'm zooming around Bali on the back of a bike. It's how everyone gets around. It's basically your Uber out there. It is so incredibly cheap. Yes, your flights are expensive to go out to Bali, but when you're there, it is so cheap. It is crazy. So again, adrenaline junkie me, love that on the back of a bike. So I went straight to this place called Finn's. Now it's one of the most famous beach clubs in CANGUU, so I was like, if I'm gonna make friends, hopefully I'll make friends there. It was very daunting. I walked in, everyone's in their groups. It was like walking into Ocean Beach on your own. You just wouldn't do it, but there I am. So I kind of said to myself, I'm gonna go and have lunch in a nice restaurant on my own. If I feel uncomfortable after that, I'm just gonna go. Anyway, I ended up meeting these 2 girls. They live in Dubai. One is from Manchester and then one was from Ireland. They both live in Dubai and I made friends with them. I spent my whole day with them. I then went for dinner with them in the evening. It was great. Like, who would have thought? I would, like, you just, when you're on your own, you do just make friends. You know, I probably wouldn't have made friends if I was with someone else, like, but you just do. You just make friends. They took me under their wing. They really looked after me and I had a great time with them. So yeah, as I said, CANGUU was very much like the party place. I'm glad I think I was there for 3 or 4 nights. I can't remember. I also did get Bali belly while I was in CANGUU. Really not great. Actually horrific. But I'd had advice that if you get Bali belly, just get a doctor out ASAP to be put on a drip because it's the best thing to get over it. Otherwise you could be in bed for like 7 days being ill. So I got a drip straight away, and then since I had the drip I wasn't physically ill after that, but it really did wipe it out of me. Like, I wasn't right for, I want to say the whole time I was in CANGUU really, which was a shame because, as I say, it was the party place. I didn't really go out at all. I didn't really drink when I was there because I just wasn't well enough to. While I was there I stayed in this really nice like boutique hotel, and I just in my head thought, obviously there's just going to be couples here, there's like 6 rooms. Them kind of situations that you think I wouldn't meet someone that you do. And I was out laying by the pool recovering from Bali belly, and yeah, this girl walked out. We ended up making friends. She was there on her own, first time she's ever been away on her own. It was great. Like, we had such a good time together. I said, I'm meeting the girls that I met at the beach club the day before. I'm meeting them today. Do you want to come? So then she come along. And then there was one night that I'd made friends with a girl in UBUD. She'd come to UBUD, which was my next place I went to. I set up a group chat and we all met up for dinner. So it was like, all these girls that I met in different parts of Bali all come together at UBUD, which was really cool. While I was in CANGUU, I went swimming with the dolphins in the Vina. Your pickup time was 3 AM. And honestly, I only done it because I'd met my friend at the hotel who said she was doing it, was a bit nervous to be leaving in the middle of the night on her own to go on this trip. And I said, oh, I'll come with you, I'll do it. If it wasn't for meeting her, I wouldn't have done that trip because I just thought the chances of seeing a dolphin in the wild are probably really slim. Like, is it worth getting up at 3 AM for? I love my sleep. Oh my gosh, it was again one of the highlights of my trip. We saw, I want to say, hundreds of dolphins. I was in the water with them. I was holding on to this swing in the sea with goggles on, and I could see them all under the sea swimming, and oh, it was just the most incredible experience. And you know, when your expectations are so low, I didn't expect to really see one, so the fact we saw honestly hundreds was just amazing. If you want to book like any kind of these trips, get your guide. It's really good. So that's where we like booked our excursions on there. I would 100% recommend that. Also, aerial yoga I'd done in CANGUU and I loved it. It was at this incredible place. The view was breathtaking. and I absolutely loved it. Again, something I probably never would have tried because I wouldn't try that in the UK. When you're away, you're just up for everything, and I thoroughly enjoyed. I'm completely forgetting, I've jumped the gun. When I was in UBUD, I saw a spiritual healer. He was incredible. I actually found him through Instagram. Stephen Bartlett followed him, and that's how I ended up booking him. Turns out I think he used to live with Stephen, so he's really good friends with him. He was incredible. Again, another life-changing experience. The things that he told me, he read my palms. We had like healing from the natural waterfalls in Bali, and we had to like stand under this waterfall and scream, like literally scream as loud and as like as you could, and it was the most like freeing thing ever. Like, when do you ever just scream at the top of your lungs? And it was just like such a release. So that was really cool. And from that, I done a video, I posted it on Instagram, and because my schedule was so flexible, because even up until this point, I didn't know where I was going next. I didn't know where I was going to stay. I was really just going with the flow and booking as I was going. So the end of my trip, I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know where I was staying. But that worked in my favour, because he then messaged me and he was like, thank you so much for doing that video on Instagram. It really means a lot. If you would be interested, would you like to come to my retreat if you'd like to post it on your Instagram? I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. That would be incredible. When I say it's the most beautiful retreat, I would book it in a heartbeat. I would pay for it in a heartbeat. Like, it is beautiful. It's in the middle of nowhere, so I went there after CANGUU, and they come and pick me up, and I went to this beautiful retreat. It was stunning. It was so secluded and peaceful, and just I then had like 2 hours with Tuki, who was the healer. We walked down to the beach. We had like amazing chat. I will never ever forget that experience. Walked down to the beach. He showed me all the turtles and the baby turtles that they kind of like nurture until they're big enough to then go in the sea to survive. He just, like, this is like the area that he grew up, so everyone knew him, was saying hello to everyone. It was just a really like wholesome experience, and everyone that works there is so lovely and kind. Like, the girls are lovely. Cacao ceremony the next day there. I had yoga, I had meditation. I just had a full day of just like zen in this incredible retreat overlooking rice fields. It was just beautiful. And then I went to the end part of my stay. I am sorry if I'm chewing your ear off and you're like already like, come on Daisy, get to the end of it. But I'm trying to wrap it up as quick as I can. I then finished my trip in Uluwatu, which was my favourite place. That was the place that I felt like, oh, my heart feels happy here. It's the area that a lot of surfers go to. It is beautiful. The beaches are stunning. Beautiful restaurants and bars. It's just a lovely area of Bali, and that's where I done surfing. It was brilliant. I absolutely loved it. I got chucked into the ocean a million times, and I got back up, and I was like, the trainer that I was with, he was like, you sure you want to go again? And I was like, yes, I want to do this until I get it right. And I got up on the board. I was just loving life. It was brilliant. Definitely would do surfing when I go away next time. And in Uluwatu, like I said, I'd made friends all along the way, and it just so happened we was in Uluwatu at the same time. So we'd done so many nice things together. Up until that point, I'd not really gone for that many nice dinners. One, because I was ill. Two, because I didn't really have anyone to go with. So I was just getting like, you know, just normal quick dinners. I got to go to really nice restaurants with them because, you know, you just feel more comfortable when you're in a group or when you're with someone. One of the girls, the one that I met in the hotel, we've since met up in London. She then come back to mine and stayed at mine for the weekend. So I've made friends from Bali, and it's so funny that like you can go on the other side of the world, and I've made friends with girls that are here. Yeah, as I say, the most incredible experience. I will never ever forget it. As well, like, I loved being in Bali. However, getting ill really scared me. It was very scary being that ill on your own over the other side of the world. That really shook me up, and that would be the only thing about going back to Bali that I'd be scared of, is getting ill, because everyone I met out there had been ill. So That was the only thing. Yeah, I don't know where I would go to next that I would feel comfortable going on my own, but I'm just gonna go with it, go with the journey, see where it leads me. We'll see what happens next. Kind of going with the motions at the minute. I do feel like, because it's come up to the anniversary and it is just such a journey, and so many of you have reached out to me that are also dealing with grief. There are so many of you, so I'm sending you all so much love. If you know, the things that I post, the video I done about grief, if any of that like resonates with you, like, I'm sending you so much love, because I honestly know how you feel, and it is so hard and it's very lonely, but it's part of life, isn't it? Unfortunately, it's just something that we all have to go through at some point of losing people close to us. So I'm just sending you a massive big hug if you are going through the stages of grief right now, because it's really blooming hard. I have thrown myself into Serena days, and I'm really happy with how the brand is growing and the direction we're going. I just feel super excited about it and super grateful that I've got Serena days to like focus all my energy on. So there's so many new things coming. I feel really positive and good about it. I've got my office now, which has just absolutely been a game changer. It is so nice to get out my flat and go to work almost, and you know, just have that separate place that I can go to for Serena days, to put my Serena days hat on. And it's funny because like all the good things that have happened since Nan's gone, and there has been so many amazing things, like getting the office, the pop-up shops, there's been so many amazing moments, and I'm like, it's her. So that's a little roundup of, you know, what's been going on in life. I am gonna give myself the task of uploading once a week. I feel like that's doable, manageable, I can do it. I feel like you guys want vlog style. However, vlogs don't typically normally do well on my channel. So please let me know if vlogs are something you wanna watch. Typically during my days, I'm like makeup free, scruff bag, going to the office. But if you want me to take you guys along with me to that, then I will. But yeah, let me know what you kind of want to see. Would you prefer makeup tutorials, makeup reviews, or would you prefer vlog style and I'll still test makeup within that? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for all your lovely messages, for being there, for sticking with me. It means honestly everything. As I said, I'm so sorry it's been so long since I've uploaded, but thank you so much for being patient with me. I really hope you're having a good start to your year, even though we're like now 4 months in, which is mind-blowing how this time's going so quickly. But yeah, I'm sending you all so much love, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.